those magnificent men in their flying machine. They go up to the up, up, they go down to the up, down.
Right, so look how basic this looks, the undercarriage, yeah? Bit of baling wire because I can't weld, but that's going to hold forever. So here you go, this is the bottom bit. Looking on the picture there, we're going by what's on there. Alright, so that clips in. All this is, I might add, is a piece of old aileron thing, but that'll do. Right, and you drill the holes through, and as you can see, it will fit in just like the real thing. So that bit will go in nice, and it gives you that. If I can reach over it, gives the suspension look. I don't know if you can get it on there, but there you go, it'll be there. Alright, and then to get the fairings, as they are on the this bit here, again, another piece of old, what do you call it? Whatever. Right, so cut and angled, it epoxy them on place like so, and they will go in nice on the angle to that. And then once they're glued in, you've got two ways. You can either sand it to the bar and spray it, or like I said to Ian, cover it in black or any Solatex you got really, it doesn't matter, right, and that will give you that rib there, it looks like on the real plane. And then once they're in situ, you cover them and then spray them black like on the real plane. Okay, and then like I said in the previous video, God knows how many of them is, old beer can, good excuse to have a beer. Chop off the tops because that's what's got to go underneath the plate, the armour plating for underneath, and then you fit that in where you are. Okay, all along. After, but I would recommend that you cover the bottom wing first because this has got to be put on top, and this is glued in with epoxy resin. So good old epoxy resin, the best in the world. And I would say I'm going for a beer, but I've already had a beer because Ian had a beer, and I thought, well, it's his first one in 16 years, so bless him. So I thought I'd have one with him. Yeah, right. So there you go. So that will look smart, man, I'll tell you. See? So you put them on all four sides, there's your fairings. And that's that bit done, the undercarriage. Oh, I might add, these are just temporary to hold them in place, so it gives you an idea where to go with it. Okay, and then the wheels are there. I'll put a wheel on just for fun. There you go, a wheel. Okay, as you can see now, if you can get it in there, that one clamp, there's two clamps there. I've a 5-minute epoxy these on, and like I said in the previous video, they're just like aileron bits for like old scrap bits of aileron that I found, and I epoxied them on, cut them to size, and then the same with that bar in the middle, loads of epoxy all along there, because we're on the picture which you won't see, you might see it from out, nah, not impossible, but it looks like the glue's holding it all in. So this would be sprayed, this has already covered the wing, bottom wing, and then what I do is I'm going to spray that the colour that's on the Shuttleworth one, which is brown, then mask it off, cover these like I've done with this, cover these so it adds a bit more strength to the epoxy, and then they'll be sprayed black because that's what they're like on the real plane. And in the middle here, again, the trick here is get one of these wing, well, whatever they're called, covers, they go on the middle like that, and then now I'll screw that down so it adds a bit more strength to hold the bar in place, and then from them clips that sit there, say, right, it's only mock, the wire will come up into the centre, the strengthening wires that go like an X onto the actual thing, so that will give you a good fix for that. Okay, I know this bit here is not exactly right to the picture, but that's as close as I can get it, because again it's not quarter scale, so it's, you know, a lot more work than it's worth. So anyway, I'll look the part when it's done. So, and as you can see, brilliant stuff, epoxy resin, man, absolutely the best glue on the planet, without a doubt. So especially the 5-minute stuff, it's worth every penny. So as it stands there, see if you can see it on there, right, that's what I'm going on. It's a rough guess to that. So that's the original, I might add, the original Sopwith pup. That's Shuttleworth anyway, and here's my version of it. I don't even see the colour, but this light, I've managed to get the, obviously that's the brown and there's the black bar on it, and that's the and on here you'll see there's like a plate which is obviously not on the real, it's sort of on the real thing, but it's not the same shape. But on this you won't see any of that, because if I go back to this bit here, you see there's a white bit there. Well, that's the webbing they used to use apparently to keep it in situ. So what you do there as a trick, you borrow your missus's hair boggle, or whatever you call them, and tie the hair back, get a white one, and you obviously take the wheel off and you put it on for now so you can see it, and you wrap it round, and it looks just like the real thing, and it works quite well. So far so good. And then obviously again this light's tailboat there's a middle bracket, one that's going to hold the bar in, two that's where you're rigging up, because obviously on there you can see there's rigging coming out of there and it goes on across. I might try and get it if I can. Dun dun, the powers that be. Yeah, you see what I mean? So you've got a cross rigging there which goes in. So I've made the clips at the bottom end, well, if you can see the arrow there, the clip there, there and there, they're in situ. So it's just a case of putting the X up above it. But because this fuse has to come away from the wing, which is a real pain in the butt, I'm going to have to work a plate up there so they all come together at the same time, which I'll show another day. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is about that. So yeah, see, so it's alright, I think. I'm quite pleased with it really, because it's come out better than I thought. And it looks raggedy like it should, it's battle worn. So I know I've missed the 2 bars down there, but I will put them in later. I just wanted to get it out and I couldn't wait. So there you go, not bad. Okay, I thought I'd do this quickly because somebody asked me how you get the metal on and that. So I'll try and keep it in the video as much as I can. Right, let's see, look, a beer can. Right, it's all it is a box standard beer can. Okay, I'll pick another one just for argument's sake. Okay, all you got to do really is to watch your fingers, for God's sake. So all I do is I rinse the can out first after I've drank it, good excuse, or my wife drinks it, or anybody really. The best thing is Carlsbergers are longer cans. So I'll just quickly do this, and you just pierced it there. Right, you make the cut. If I was you, I would do both sides first, make the hole. So it's that thin, this tin, aluminium, you can do it. Right, so you put it in. Hope this is on video. Right, so I'll do this rough because of the time, but yeah, cut it as close to the base as possible. Okay, that's one. You find the other side, try your best not to crinkle the can. And you cut it around again. You see, this one I haven't rinsed out, but never mind. And then you get a longer pair of scissors. I mean, use an old pair of scissors because they all cut it. Right, turn around. Right, you got your can now, right? Now you got your can, watch your fingers. What I tend to do is I've got, right, this is an old end roll, right, because obviously you want to try and get it around. This is lethal, but if you want to wear gloves, wear them, but to be honest with you, once you get used to it. Right, you wrap it back round that way, so you can get your hands, you know, to get the, right, maybe you have to do it a couple of times, doesn't really matter. Right, there you go, you got it flat enough, right, get rid of that because it's messy. Right, so we'll get rid of that. Right, I'm rushing it because of the video, I shouldn't really be doing this, but I don't care. People can moan all they bloody want. Right, so let's get rid of that. Right. Right, so you got your piece out, and obviously it'll be clean. This is an old one. Right, so you got it out, and I mean, if you're really risque, wrap it in your fingers. Once you get used to it, it's like everything. Once you get used to it, wrap it in your fingers. Right, just to get the curve back. See, there you got your curve. It's ideal for the sides, and it's that thin, and I'll demonstrate how thin it is. Right? Okay. So here we are with the wing. Let's check it's still in the camera. Yeah, just about. So obviously I've done the bottom one there. Right. Sparked on it. I've obviously made one straight edge, but I'll show you how I've done that. So you've got your straight edge. What you do is get a marker pen. You've got your straight edge there. Right, because obviously you've got to leave, for this you've got to leave the, right, there you go, look at that. Right. You've got to leave the wire for the undercarriage. So I'll mark it at the end there, like you do. So if I can get it on there, you've got your mark there. Okay, so that's in line with the front plate. Don't worry about the rest of it. Right, so you've got your mark. Now this is how good this stuff is. Right, depending if you want to mark it up, right, put your ruler on. Now because you've got one straight edge you've made, both straight edges, you can either go and mark it. But if you use your eyes, well, I do, I just use my bloody eyes, not really bothered. Okay, so yeah, it's straight. As long as you've got a flat surface, and that looks straight enough to me. On the marks, get set, go. Okay, put pressure on it. Now this is a scalpel, right, and you literally just score it first of all, like you would do with wood, just a nice track line. Right, and believe it or not, scalpel will that's it. There you go. Gently get rid of that. Right, one nice straight edge. So you've got it there now, see? So you've got your nice straight edge there. Right, now you've got it like that. Now the key is, which I can't really do because I've only got one hand, but so you've got that there. Now you really need to, this needs to be folded over, but what I would do first is what I'm going to do after I've got the video done. You've got it lined up to there, you get it to the track as much close to the end. Now if you're not happy with the lip on it, get it back and you just run your fingers down it like so. Right, and that'll get rid of the lip. Okay, still on it, and that's your lip gone. See? So now it's a nice flat, it's lipped over like so. And then what you do is you mix up your 5 minute or whatever epoxy you're happy with, but I'd use 5 minute because I can't be arsed waiting. Alright, then you know it's straight, you glue it, as much glue on there as possible, on the inside obviously. Right, and you've got it on. Right, once you've got it on flat there, don't try and crease it over yet, wait till it's nice and flat. Now here's the other thing, I'll use the end bit to show you something here. Right, I'm going to check it's still on the camera. Is it? There it is, yeah. Pin, right, a pin. It's that soft, this stuff, look, straight through. So you can actually pin it, and if you pin it evenly like so, as you go along, right, when it goes on like I've done, well, you won't see it on this camera, but when you go on there, it looks like you've got your rivet hots that sit on it. So it's just like real, it really is quite clever. See what I mean? Now if this was a quarter scale model, you would be able to do it in one sheet. But because this undercarriage has to be unscrewed, which is a pain in the arse from the actual wing, design of the kit, thanks to Flair, you have to do it this way. It's a lot more work, but there you go. So, obviously, your epoxy resin and everything, pin it down. Or, if you've got decent masking tape, which this stuff I got off my mate Steve Wood, which I will not part of this, because whatever this tape is, it's the best stuff ever. It's really good. I only get it from Dulux, but it's really good. Yeah, you can put it on 5 minutes, take it off, job done, like the rest of that. Okay, so when I've got it on, I'll show you what I mean. But you see what I mean? It's all there. You know, and it will look the part, and that's exactly how it is on the real pup, or the one at Shuttleworth anyway. Okay, chaps and ladies, so that'll be that. Okay, and I think that will look really smart when it's on. So there we have it. It's now glued in with the epoxy resin. And that, like I showed you earlier, the pins will hold it down. So it's actually like, you know, and the ripple effect I might add is what it's like on the real plane, you know. So once it's all set, you know, that'll be right strong for the middle wing section. So that's quite nice. And at the back, you can see I've just cut down the centre there. So when this is all set, I'll fold it over and put some epoxy under there and trim it to the back, so it all looks set proper. Oh, I think I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, I am actually quite pleased with it because it's nice. It's nice to do it on a little plane in a quarter scale, because as you know, a quarter scale bigger, the easier it is to make things, but you know, the smaller, the more complicated it is, trickier. So yeah, good old beer cans. Good excuse to have a beer, chaps. Lovely. Alright then. Okay, I'm just going to do this today, but I thought I'd show you that again. I'm just going by a rough guess. If you can see up there the rigging, right? You've probably got it wrong, but I don't know. But anyway, so this is upside down. Now the idea is this is just like liquor elastic, I call it, but there's a shearing elastic, yeah? That's the proper name for it. So anyway, I've put it on just sort of like it's like not too taut. And the reason being is it's like I've been racking my brains trying to think of a way of keeping it on there if I haven't unscrewed these 3 screws all the time, and it just came to me with this block in its place, because obviously that's where the wing's going to be. And I'd thought about this, and it was really, the pain in the arse for this model is that you got to keep on unscrewing the wing bolt, the undercarriage bolts, just to get the wing off. So either way, I've worked it out now that because this is sprung, which is quite handy, I can still lift it, yeah, up to get the wing out, and then once it's out, it will just sit there and it won't flap about once you're carrying the plane around. Do you know what I mean? If you're leaving it to rest. So that's a bonus in itself. Quite pleased with that. So that's the UC bit. The only thing I'm missing now, Martin Thompson, bless him, he's going to send me a couple of these charger units that, you know, you plug the battery lead into and then you charge it externally. So that's got to be cut out to go in there, and that's all there's left on that. So basically that's the rigging done for the UC, which I'm quite pleased about. So that's that. Now I'm definitely going to have a beer, sod it. Right then, cheerio, bye.
Those magnificent men, those